Hello, I'm Ray. Do you remember me? Do you know, it's been 3 months since my last podcast. Can you believe it? 3 months have gone by and I've really missed talking to you all. Do you remember I ended the podcast, was it 8th of September was the last one? And I was saying I keep getting interruptions and we've got the dustmen outside and there's chainsaws and electric drills, road drills, aeroplanes, helicopters. And I said, I can't go on. So I stopped. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick happy Christmas message to you all. I've been looking at the stats and there's still loads of you every day listening to the podcast episodes. So I thought, well, the least I can do is say happy Christmas. I hope you're keeping well. I've just had a phone call from a friend's wife and she says, oh, he's got COVID. He's in bed, not very well with COVID. Good grief, it's still hanging around, isn't it? I don't know how long it's going to last. I was saying to someone the other day, probably find this time next year, they'll be saying, oh, you must wear a mask. You can't do this. You've got to isolate. I really don't know what the future holds as far as COVID is concerned. Oh, I've got a new chair, by the way, swivel chair. Do you remember that one I had creaked all the time? I got a new, well, I say a new chair, £5. How about that? £5 and I'm losing money. Bargain. Second hand, obviously. Saw it advertised on that, was it Facebook Marketplace or something? Only a couple of miles up the road. Went and picked it up for a £5. Perfect, it doesn't creak. The old chair sort of went down, it hissed and went phew. You know how they go up and down? You pull the lever and to get it up again, I'd sit on it and it went down. Phew. So that's gone. Didn't go to the tip, took that round to someone's house and they were delighted. Oh, thanks very much. I said it's no good, but they don't seem to care. So that's good. Anyway, I don't want to rant on about chairs. I'm only here to say Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. Talking of Christmas, I was in the supermarket, that was about 3 weeks ago, and there's a load of Christmas stuff there. This was way back in sort of it was the beginning of November, and there's Christmas stuff. You know what will happen next? Probably next week, there'll be Easter eggs in there. I don't know, it's all got out of hand, isn't it? Everything is, I don't know, it's getting not out of sync. But it's becoming earlier and earlier. We'll be having Christmas dinner in midsummer, won't we? In sort of the longest day. What's that? June the 21st. Like you do over in Australia there. You have your Christmas dinner on the beach. I remember my grandmother saying in Australia they have Christmas dinner on the beach. And I couldn't comprehend. I thought, what is she talking about? Christmas dinner, you know, there's snow, it's winter. And she said it's summer in Australia. No. Of course, it's not summer in Australia, it's winter. You know, you look outside, it's cold, there's snow, it's freezing. How can it be summer? But it is, isn't it? So, yeah, to those of you on the Flat Earth Society, what do you think? Any Flat Earth Society members listening to this, be interested in your comments about... No, I wouldn't be interested at all. Okay, email me, raisrants@protonmail.com. raisrants@protonmail.com. Shall I? Now, this is the question. As my son would say, here's the thing. He always says that. Here's the thing. Oh, dear. Here's the thing. Do you want me to do more podcasts or not? I think I've missed it so much, ranting on about a load of rubbish as I do, boring everyone to tears, sending you to sleep, driving you to drink, everyone flocking up to the pub. Oh, I've had enough of that. Give me a large whiskey. I don't know, how many of you would like more podcasts? It's a difficult question, isn't it? raisrants@protonmail.com. Talking of COVID, I was going out for coffee with a couple of the amateur radio lads that I know, 4 of us in total. I can't go because our grandson, he came home from school testing positive. Our granddaughter is 16 on Monday. We were going to go to her party. We can't do that because they're all isolating. My wife's got to have some procedure done. Is that Wednesday or Thursday? So now we've got to isolate before she has that done. So none of us can see each other. We're all isolating. Now, how are you people? Because I know I still do hear from quite a few of you that are home on your own. You know, you've been left on your own, haven't got a partner anymore. Some of the elderly people especially. How are you doing? I know that you keep in touch with emails still, but how are you doing? Are you looking forward to Christmas? I just hope we don't get a lockdown for Christmas. Mind you, from what I've been reading on Twitter, I shouldn't really look at Twitter, but from what I've been reading there, people are saying, I don't care if there's a lockdown or not, we're having a Christmas party. So I think people are going to do their own thing regardless of the rules or whatever they are. I don't know. What is the answer? Well, let's not go on about that. There is no answer, is there? I think it's just going to drag on forever. This procedure my wife's having, it's a scan thing, and you've got to isolate and test and that before you go down to the hospital to have this scan. She's got basically had tummy ache for about 10 years, so we've got to sort that out, or they have, find out what on earth's going on. My tummy doesn't ache because I drink beer. Actually, I haven't had a lot of beer. That reminds me, I have been on a diet for the last 3 weeks. Now listen to this. I didn't drink in the week anyway. We just have a couple of drinks at the weekends. So I cut out the weekend beer, cut out bread, cut out potatoes, no crisps, no biscuits, no cake, done it all properly for 3 weeks. And what's happened? Guess how much weight I've lost? 1 pound. 1 pound. I can't believe it. So I'm going to have a beer tonight. I can't be bothered with it all. 1 pound. People have said, well, you should move. You should get out of your new swivel chair, get outside and move around. I do move around. I walk down to the shed and back. I walk to the car and back. No, seriously, I've got to, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm not horrendously overweight. I've just got a few pounds extra. People have been saying, oh, you want to get rid of that for Christmas? My mum does that. She says, get rid of that extra weight for Christmas. Otherwise you can't have mince pies, Christmas pudding, Christmas cake, and all this stuff. And I said to her, I'm having all that anyway, regardless. No, that was the plan, lose a few pounds before Christmas. So when Christmas comes, doesn't matter if I put on a few pounds, because I'll be back where I was. Well, I can only now afford to put on 1 pound to get back where I was. Do you hate dieting? Some people don't have to. Do you know, up until I was about 40, 45, I could eat and drink what I liked. Perhaps it was 35, can't remember. And then suddenly my stomach started sticking out and things started growing. Oh, talking of that, I had to go to the doctor. I had a growth on my ear. Sorry if you're eating a meal. I had this thing growing on my ear. And you can't go to the doctor, you have to send a photo. I sent a photo to him and he said, oh yeah, I can take that off. So we made an appointment. I went round there and he injected something into my ear so I couldn't feel it, and he scraped it off. It was awful. Well, it wasn't awful. I mean, it's good. It's gone now. But it was quite a lengthy procedure. It was only a benign thing. He said, nothing to worry about. In fact, when I got there, he said, shall we leave it? And I said, well, not now that I'm here. We might as well take it off, And there was a student, I don't know what she was, student, nurse, doctor, in her teens. He said, do you mind if she sort of stands in and watches? I don't mind at all. Something rather pretty to look at while you do it. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I thought. This was supposed to be a quick Happy Christmas message. It seems to be turning into a podcast episode. No, I won't ramble on for much longer. Have you got your Christmas presents done? We're putting up decorations today. What's the date? It's the 5th today. It's Sunday. Is it Sunday? I don't know. Since I've retired, I don't know what day it is. Yeah, it's Sunday the 5th. I just looked at the calendar on the wall. So we're putting up the decorations today. I think that's early enough. My daughter puts her tree up beginning of November, 1st of November. She puts the Christmas tree up, and they've got a Christmas village and all this stuff. The trouble is it's there for getting on for 2 months before Christmas even arrives. So I don't think it should be too early. Oh, did you see the picture of our tree in Trafalgar Square? The one at Westminster, is it the Downing Street one? The Christmas tree looks really nice. But the one in Trafalgar Square, again, I shouldn't keep looking on Twitter. There's photographs of it, and it's awful. It looks like it's been through the wars. And they've hung some lights on it, which I think made it look worse. I don't know, it's such a shame. Of course, people all around the world are saying, oh, look at their tree in Trafalgar Square. It's dreadful. Couldn't they do better than that? We have an artificial tree, one of these plastic things. It's all right. I do like the real ones, but it means chopping trees down. I know they're grown especially for Christmas. They're grown to be chopped down when they're kind of 6 or 8 feet or 10 feet if you live in a mansion. But I don't like the idea of just chopping them down and sticking them in the lounge for a couple of weeks and then chucking them out. So our imitation plastic things, all right. That's okay. It looks quite nice with all the lights on. We've got lights to hang out the front, in the front garden. We do that because the neighbours do that. I mean, it's not a competition. You know, you see pictures, don't you, on the internet where people have absolutely plastered their house with lights, and they play to music and they flash. I can't be doing with all that. I've got time. I'm too busy sitting in my swivel chair. Anyway, listen, that's enough. Otherwise you will switch off. Contact me, raise rants at protonmail.com. Love to hear from you. As I say, 3 months it's been since I last spoke to you, and I've really missed it. Do you want me to do some more, perhaps starting in the new year or whatever? I don't know. I'll go by whatever you say. Anyway, at last, I'm going to end it here. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, take care, stay healthy, don't worry about money. Well, I mean, obviously you've got to worry about money to pay the bills. It's better to be healthy than rich. Actually, I quite like to be rich and healthy. You can't have everything. Health is important. So stay healthy over Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Don't drink too much like I will. No, I won't. It's been lovely talking to you. Contact me and perhaps I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.